In The Art of Seduction, Robert Greene presents a profound exploration of human nature, offering a strategic guide to the subtle forces that drive attraction, influence, and power. Seduction, as he frames it, is not limited to the romantic sphere. It is a potent, far-reaching energy that permeates all realms of human interaction: social, political, artistic, and even spiritual. At its core, seduction is the art of influencing others, of understanding their deepest desires, fears, and weaknesses, and using that knowledge to bend the world to one's will. But as compelling as Greene's work is, there's an even deeper layer to uncover beneath his archetypes, strategies, and stories. To merely view The Art of Seduction as a handbook for manipulation or interpersonal power is to miss the deeper currents that run through the art itself. Seduction, in its essence, is a manifestation of the psychological dance between two people, a dynamic process of projection, reflection, and transformation. It is a language without words, where gestures, symbols, and desires communicate more than words ever could. To understand seduction is to understand a complex interplay of psychology, emotion, and perception, which is often more revealing than Greene's tactical descriptions suggest. This analysis aims to move beyond the surface-level mechanics of seduction and into the heart of its psychological complexity. Instead of merely recounting the roles of the siren, the charmer, or the dandy, we will investigate what these archetypes represent on a deeper level: the human need for validation, attention, and control, and how these desires shape our identities and relationships. In doing so, we begin to see seduction as not just an act performed on others, but a reflection of the seducer's internal landscape, their insecurities, ambitions, and the roles they play to mask their vulnerabilities. One of the central insights of this deeper analysis is the idea that seduction reveals more about the seducer than the seduced. While Greene provides detailed instructions on how to embody certain archetypes to allure others, he touches less on why one chooses a particular archetype and what that choice says about them. What draws someone to the ideal lover, the rake, or the coquette? The archetypes we choose to embody in our social interactions are reflections of our own unmet desires, longings, and psychological wounds. By exploring the archetypes from a more introspective angle, we uncover how individuals craft seductive personas as a way to fill the voids in their own lives. A person who identifies with the charmer may seek approval or validation, masking their fear of rejection with politeness and attentiveness. The star may represent someone's deep need to be adored, using their aura of mystery and distance to maintain control over others' perceptions. This analysis will explore the root causes of these personas, how they develop, what internal needs they fulfill, and how they can be both empowering and limiting for the seducer. Moreover, seduction often involves a deep psychological tension between the need to control others and the fear of being vulnerable. The seducer must keep a certain distance from the object of their desire to maintain power, yet the act of seduction itself is inherently intimate. This paradox reveals a fundamental truth: seduction is as much about self-protection as it is about influence. The dance of seduction allows the seducer to remain in control of their own vulnerability, turning emotional risk into a carefully calculated game. But in doing so, the seducer can also become trapped by their own strategies, unable to form genuine, reciprocal connections with others. Beyond the psychological, seduction is also a form of artistry. Like any art, it requires skill, intuition, and creativity. In this analysis, we'll examine how seduction can be understood as an act of creation, a performance that transforms both the seducer and the seduced. Seduction is not simply about gaining power or satisfying desires. It is an aesthetic experience, a narrative in which the seducer writes themselves into the other person's life. The most successful seducers create fantasies that resonate with the deepest, often unspoken, desires of their target. This artistic dimension of seduction is perhaps the most subtle yet most profound aspect of Greene's work. He touches on it, but the depth of the craft behind seduction warrants further exploration. Like an artist manipulating color and form to create a masterpiece, the seducer plays with emotions, perceptions, and atmospheres to create an alluring vision. The most potent seductions are those that feel seamless and effortless, where the seduced feels as if they are willingly stepping into the fantasy the seducer has created for them. In this analysis, we will explore the intricacies of this artistic process, how seduction involves the careful crafting of moods, moments, and identities, and how it parallels other forms of art in its capacity to captivate and transform. While Greene's archetypes are drawn from historical and literary figures, the principles of seduction are ever-evolving. The ways in which we seduce and are seduced have changed with the times. In today's fast-paced, image-saturated world, seduction often takes place in digital spaces where personas are curated and controlled with precision. In this context, the archetypes Greene describes take on new forms. The rake and the siren, for example, may now manifest through carefully curated Instagram feeds or cryptic yet captivating social media personas. Seduction has become more subtle, perhaps more psychological than ever before, as the art of mystery and allure is now intertwined with our online identities. In this analysis, we will investigate how these timeless archetypes play out in the modern world and how the art of seduction has adapted to new social dynamics. What does it mean to be a charmer or a dandy in the age of social media? How do we seduce in a world where attention is fragmented and fleeting? And what does the rise of technology mean for the future of seduction as an art form? Ultimately, the aim of this analysis is to go beyond the tactical guide that Greene provides and delve into the heart of seduction as a reflection of human nature. Seduction is not just about power or manipulation, but about understanding the emotional and psychological forces that shape our interactions with others. By exploring these dynamics in greater depth, we can gain a more nuanced understanding of ourselves, our desires, and the ways we interact with those around us. Seduction is an art, yes, but it is also a mirror, reflecting our most profound longings, fears, and ambitions. By examining it closely, we not only learn how to influence others, but also how to understand the deeper motivations behind the roles we play in our relationships. This analysis will serve as a guide to that deeper understanding, offering insights into the complex dance of human connection and influence that goes beyond Greene's pages.